In this video, I will show how we are able to utilize the Citrix IPAM controller in order to expose containers running on the internal Kubernetes cluster using serviceType load balancer. In the lab environment seen in this video, I have already configured the Citrix IPAM controller to expose a Dockercon container using serviceType load balancer. In the demo, I will go through some of the different YAML files that were used for this deployment. I will show the content switching virtual server, which was automatically created on the Ingress ADC, and I will show how we are able to access the container using a workstation. Some of the advantages of the solution by using the IPAM controller and serviceType load balancer: we are first able to externally access services running on the internal cluster. Next, by using the IPAM controller and the Citrix Ingress controller, we're able to automatically configure the load balancing virtual server on the Ingress ADC. And finally, with the IPAM controller, we're able to automatically allocate the external IP addresses to the services of type load balancer from our predefined VIP range, which we will see in the YAML file. For any more information on the IPAM controller and serviceType load balancer, please see the following link. We will first start by taking a look at the different pods that are running within our Kubernetes cluster. If we look towards the bottom here, we can see our two pods of serviceType load balancer, with the first being our Citrix IPAM controller. The Citrix IPAM controller is used to automatically allocate IP addresses to the services of type load balancer running on our internal cluster. If we open up the folder which contains the YAML files that were utilized to create this deployment, we can first open the IPAM deploy YAML file, which was utilized to deploy the IPAM controller. The main thing we want to focus on here is the VIP range, which contains the range of IP addresses that the IPAM controller can assign to the different services of type load balancer. If we now open a Docker sample YAML file, we can see that our Dockercon service is of type load balancer. If we now take a look at the services running within our cluster, we can see that our service of type load balancer has been allocated the IP address of 10.217.101.179, which was the first IP address in the range of the IPAM controller. We will now navigate to our Ingress ADC, and if we go to our content switching virtual servers, we can see that a load balancing VIP has automatically been created by exposing the deployment. This VIP, which is mapped to our IP address of .179, will be utilized to load balance the Dockercon service running on the internal cluster. If we now navigate to a workstation, we can see that we're able to connect to the Dockercon service directly from the workstation. If we first take a look at the host file, we can see that our .179 IP address is mapped to servicelb.com. If we go into the browser and type in servicelb.com, we're able to see how we can access the Dockercon service external to the cluster. Thank you for watching this video, and for more information on serviceType load balancer, please see the following link.